The pitch. Swung on and ripped to deep right. There she goes. Jose Ramirez with a 2-iron to right.
Nobody can stop the Cleveland Guardians right now, no matter what they throw at them, and this is starting to become a special run that nobody will ever forget. But I really don't want to even call it a run because they've been consistent the whole season and never get too high or too low. For example, they just went on pretty much their biggest losing streak of the season, dropping 3 straight, but then they came back and have won 4 in a row. And now, they are building a big cushion in the AL Central and are looking to stay hot as they are going through one of the toughest parts of the schedule right now of the whole season. In this video, I'm going to be talking all about what the guards have been doing as of late. I'm going to talk about Steven Kwan, who should not only be getting talked about for the All-Star game, but he slowly but surely is entering the MVP combo as well, because he has just been that unbelievable. And then there's Jose Ramirez, who just continues to drive in runs and produce year in and year out. It will be a tragedy if he never wins an MVP his entire career, but there's a reason so many people call him the most underrated player in the game. Before I continue on, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We're on the road to 30k subscribers, and with your support, I believe we can get there super fast. Alright, so J-Ram, Kwan, the Naylor Bros, all the pitching, even the new guys like Daniel Schneemann, there is so much to talk about in Cleveland right now. But let's start out by recapping the 2 wins with sold-out crowds against the Toronto Blue Jays. Friday night, Cookie Carrasco took the mound for his 13th appearance of the season, and even though he's been struggling, and this is probably his farewell tour in the MLB, because he's really starting to age, but he pitched an absolute gem. The Guardians had a party in the second inning. Josh Naylor doubled the center, Tyler Freeman walked, Will Brennan also walked to load up the bases, and this is when Yariel Rodriguez would fall apart. I was at this game, and it was electric. Johnny Rodriguez would walk to bring in a run, Rocchio would strike out, then Hedges somehow pulled a double out of his behind down the line that must have tipped off the third baseman's glove to score 2 runs. And then the Blue Jays just fell apart in brutal fashion. Kwan hit into a fielder's choice to score a run. It really should have been a base hit, but he just got unlucky. Then Jimenez reached on an error by the second baseman. Jose singled to score Kwan, then he stole second, and Naylor would bring him in on a weird ground ball play to make it 7-0. The Blue Jays looked like they didn't even know what hit them. The rest of the game was pretty boring with very little action. Vladdy would tank one to deep left in the top of the 4th, but that was it scoring wise, as the guards would win 7-1 to go 21 games over 500. So to move on to the second game of the weekend, there was an even bigger crowd on hand for Josh Naylor's birthday and bobblehead night. Plus he's from Canada, so it was just a big night for the family. But Bo Naylor actually stole the show and started off the scoring for the guards in the bottom of the second, blasting a 2-run home run that went 453 feet to deep center to make the game 2-1 Cleveland. Ben Lively would take the mound in this one, and he has been outstanding all year for what he has been asked to do. And he did give up 2 solo home runs, one to Davis Schneider and one to Isaiah Kiner-Falefa in the top of the 3rd. But after that, he shut it down. The guards would take the lead back in the bottom of the 3rd after a Jimenez single to left, and then I don't know what Barrios was thinking, but he threw Jose a middle fastball that I knew was going to be a home run before he even swung. And J-Ram blasted it, and it got out of the stadium so fast, you could barely even track it. Moving on to the bottom of the 5th, Steven Kwan would continue on his tear, roping a ball over the right field wall to lead off the inning to make the score 5-2 guards. Jimenez was then hit by a pitch like always, but then Jose flied out, Naylor struck out, and Brennan grounded out. Then moving on to the bottom of the 6th, Daniel Schneemann, who has been hitting the ball so hard the last few weeks, finally caught a break and got himself a home run over the right center field wall to make it 6-2. And outside of one more home run to IKF, the bullpen as usual shut it down on a super hot day. And Class A was untouchable, and he threw one that hit 103 miles per hour on the radar. He just gets more and more incredible every single outing. Alright, let's talk about what players have really been stepping up as of late, because there truly has been so many. So first off, we will go with the leadoff hitter, Steven Kwan. And what he's doing sometimes doesn't even feel real when you're watching it. His approach never changes, no matter who is pitching, what the count is, what the scenario is, he is always the same player. And he's a guy that drives opposing pitchers crazy, and he's really been hitting the ball with some pop. We'll see if he can stay around the 400 mark. As for the player who was next to him in center, Schneemann is a newer guy, but you can just see how talented he really is. He can play multiple positions, he's been driving the ball all over the field, and finally got a break with a home run. And unless the guards trade for Bichette, I think he will have a big role on this team the rest of the season. Now, for the face of this franchise, Jose Ramirez has been doing Jose Ramirez things. He is clearly the best third baseman in the league, has just about as many RBIs as games played, and I still feel like he is just starting to get in a rhythm. Sometimes you can tell he presses at the plate, but it's almost like he gets calmer in big moments, because whenever it's a clutch spot in a game or season, he literally always comes through. Moving on, I wonder if the Guardians can be a top 2 seed in the American League or not to get that first round bye. It's been reported that Gavin Williams is dominating down in Columbus, and him coming back will be a humongous addition to the rotation. But I still think the Guards need to trade for somebody, no matter who it is. Between Dr. Sticks and Cookie, as of late, those have been the games Cleveland loses. So getting Williams, and hopefully somebody else, will really make this team dangerous. That's really all I have to say for this video. Let me know in the comments below what you agreed and disagreed with, because I know what I say is mainly all just opinions. And also let me know if there was something I didn't talk about that you thought I should have. And yes, I know there's guys I didn't mention like Freeman and players in the bullpen, but if I rambled about every single player, this video would be over a half hour, and I don't have it in me to edit for that long. Just kidding. But anyways, thank you all so much if you did make it to this point, and if you enjoyed and haven't yet, please make sure to drop a like and subscribe, because your support truly does mean the world. And also, let me know what you would like to see next, and until then, I will see you all later.